Nidi sits at her tiny desk at 2 a.m. University textbooks spread everywhere. Her fingers are cramping. She's typing up Chinese documents for a shipping company at 12 cents per word. That's about $4 for the last 2 hours of work. Her phone rings. Her mother crying. "Baby, they're coming tomorrow. The men. If your father doesn't pay what he owes, they're taking the house." Ndidi's blood freezes. She looks around their small apartment, the one place that feels safe. Her father borrowed money from the Quan Syndicate 3 years ago. A mafia organization. The kind people whisper about in fear. The interest has been compounding like a monster eating itself. $50,000 became $200,000 became impossible. She whispers to her mom, "How long do we have?" 7 days, baby. 7 days. The phone clicks. Ndidi stares at her laptop screen. She has $3,000 in her savings account. She needs $200,000 in 1 week. The impossibility is suffocating. She's 23. She has dreams. She has a scholarship to finish her engineering degree. But her family is about to lose everything. She makes a decision that will change her life. Ndidi walks into the Quan Syndicate building. The elevator alone costs more than her entire apartment. Glass, steel, cold air that makes your skin feel small. A receptionist with perfect nails and a fake smile tells her, there's a renewal option available. Just sign the flagged pages. Ndidi doesn't read them. She can't. Because reading means understanding. And understanding means facing the impossible choice. She signs. The receptionist's eyes shift. Not kindly. Like she just watched a bird walk into a cage. Ndidi doesn't know that what she just signed wasn't a loan extension. It was a marriage contract. The Quan Syndicate doesn't take money from families. They take lives. They take futures. They take daughters. And the man waiting for her isn't just any man. He's Kai Quan. 28 years old. Untouchable. Beautiful like a knife. The kind of man who breaks women for breakfast and forgets their names by lunch. The kind of man who has never, in his entire life, treated a woman with kindness. Subscribe and don't miss what happens when Nidi finds out the truth, besties. This is where the real story begins. Kai Quan is in his office watching Nidi sign the papers on live security feed. His CFO is explaining quarterly earnings. Kai isn't listening. He sees her on the screen. Dark-skinned. Cornrows neat. Face bare of makeup. Wearing a scholarship student's clothes, practical, not fashionable. She's desperate, but not broken. She signed without reading, but her hands didn't shake. Something shifts in him. His CFO keeps talking. Kai cuts him off with one look. Who is she? 20 minutes later, he has a file. Ndidi Akabuiz. 23, engineering student. Top of her class. Father is a debtor. Family is drowning. He should feel nothing. Women like her come to him every day. Beautiful women. Powerful women. Women who throw themselves at him. But Ndidi didn't even look at the camera. Kai has been called a lot of things. Monster. Predator. The man who destroys women and leaves them shattered. His ex-wives left him. All 3 of them. They ran in the middle of the night because what he wanted from them, what he needed, was too much. He demands everything. Total surrender. Complete trust. The kind of love that doesn't negotiate. Women can't give him that. They break first. But looking at Ndidi's file photo, at her serious eyes, at the way she carries herself like she has nothing left to lose. He wonders if maybe she could. Kai sends his men to collect her the next morning. They arrive in black cars. 3 of them. Ndidi's father answers the door and his face goes gray. He knows what this means. Nidi comes down the stairs asking, "Papa, who is this?" The taller man speaks. "Miss Akabwi's. Underboss Kai Kwan requires your presence." The name hits like ice water. Kai Kwan isn't a rumor. He's a warning. He's what parents tell their daughters to stay away from. He's the reason girls don't walk alone at night. Ndidi's father grabs her hand. "Whatever happens, whatever he asks you to do, don't refuse. We cannot afford to refuse him." Ndidi gets in the car. The drive is silent. The men don't speak. They don't need to. Their presence is enough. Ndidi's hands shake the entire way. The building that rises before her is black glass and steel. It looks like a trap. It looks like a tomb. She walks in not knowing she's walking into the arms of a man who will either save her or destroy her. Kai stands at his office window, back to the door. He doesn't turn around when she enters. She waits. She doesn't sit. She stands because it's safer to stand. Finally, he turns. Their eyes meet for the first time. Ndidi expected cruelty. She expected cold calculation. What she finds instead is something worse. She finds hunger. Pure, undeniable hunger. Like he's been starving and she's the first meal he's seen in years. "You signed a marriage contract, Ndidi," he says. His voice is soft. That's what makes it terrifying. "No," she whispers. "No, I signed a loan extension." He steps closer. "You signed what I wanted you to sign. The extension is a layer of protection, yes. But the marriage, that's real. That's legally binding. In my world, signatures are everything." Ndidi's breath comes fast and shallow. "Why would you do this?" she asks. "Because," Kai says, and his eyes are unreadable, "the moment I saw you, I knew I wanted you. And in my world, I don't ask for things. I take them." Ndidi realizes in that moment that her family is safe. The house is saved. Her father won't lose everything. But she has. She's just married a man who owns a criminal empire. A man with 3 ex-wives who fled in terror. A man who doesn't know how to be gentle because he's never had to be. Tomorrow, she becomes his wife. Tonight is her last night as a free woman. If you're watching this, you already know you can't stop. Hit subscribe now because what happens in the next chapter will break your heart and put it back together. Ndidi's about to discover that Kai Kwan isn't a monster. He's something far more dangerous. He's human. The ballroom is a dream made of lies. Chandelier dripping gold. Violins playing softly. 500 people wearing masks, watching Ndidi walk down the aisle like she's a sacrifice. She wears white. She's not a virgin, she lost that to her first boyfriend at 19, but everyone's treating her like she's pure, like this is a fairy tale, like she's not being forced into this. Kai waits at the altar in a black suit that fits him like a command. When he sees her, something in his eyes shifts. He wasn't expecting to feel anything. He was ready for mechanical motions. Vows. A kiss. Wedding night sex. But when he sees her, really sees her, his jaw tightens. The officiant speaks. Words blur. Ndidi repeats vows she doesn't mean. Kai repeats them with absolute conviction. For better or worse, he says, and he means it. Like he's swearing an oath to something dark and holy. When they kiss, it's not what Ndidi expects. It's slow. Deliberate. Like he's claiming something that's been promised to him for a very long time. She doesn't pull away. She kisses him back without meaning to, and she hates herself for it. The penthouse is massive. Cold. Dark art on the walls that watches you. Floor-to-ceiling windows showing the entire city spread below like a kingdom he owns. Kai pours himself a drink. He doesn't offer her one. Rules, he says, conversational. You will not enter my office without permission. You will not question my business. You will not speak to anyone about what happens in this house. He pauses. And you will give me your body whenever I want it. Ndidi blinks. That's not. Your father's debt is cleared, Kai interrupts. Your family is untouchable now. This is the price. Your body. Your time. Your presence as my wife. It sounds like ownership. Because it is. Ndidi wanders the mansion, feeling like a ghost in someone else's life. The walls are too quiet. The hallway too long. She hears sounds coming from the master bedroom. She stops. A man's voice. Low. Broken. Whispering in Korean, "Don't leave me. Don't leave me." Her heart stops. She pushes the door open slightly and sees Kai on the bed, alone, drenched in sweat. His hand reaching toward empty space. His body convulsing like he's fighting invisible demons. He's screaming silently. Ndidi stands there watching the man she was told to fear have a nightmare so violent it breaks him. The rumors weren't exaggeration. But they weren't the whole truth either. Kai Kwan isn't just a predator. He's also a prisoner. Trapped in his own darkness. She doesn't know if that makes him more dangerous or less. Ndidi is at university. She's trying to pretend everything is normal. But her classmates are staring. Whispers follow her like shadows. Her best friend Zainab pulls her into the bathroom. Your father's debt to the Kwan syndicate just disappeared, Zainab says. Everyone's talking about it. They're saying you made a deal. What kind of deal? Ndidi doesn't answer. Zainab's eyes go wide. Oh my God. Oh my God, Ndidi. What did you do? That same day, Ndidi's phone buzzes. A text from an unknown number. Run. You cannot survive him. Get out now while you still can. One of his ex-wives. Her blood goes cold. She doesn't know which ex-wife sent it. She doesn't know if it's a warning or a threat. She doesn't know if the woman is trying to help her or sabotage her. All she knows is that she's married to a man with a pattern of destruction. And she's next. Subscribe right now because the next chapter is where everything you think you know about Kai Kwan gets flipped upside down. And trust me, besties, his reason for leaving his ex-wives? It's not what you think. It's going to destroy you. Ndidi hasn't slept. She's been sleeping in a different bedroom, pretending she needs space. Kai hasn't forced her. That's what scares her. A man like him could force her. The fact that he isn't means he's waiting for something. She's in the mansion hallway at 3 a.m., getting water. Kai appears like smoke. Shirtless. Pajama pants hanging low. Eyes dark and unreadable. Can't sleep, he asks. She doesn't answer. Just tries to walk past him. He catches her wrist. Gently. But it's a trap disguised as tenderness. Ndidi. She turns. I'm not going to hurt you, he says. You already have, she whispers. His jaw tightens. He steps back and lets her go. She walks away confused. He's supposed to be a monster. He's supposed to force her. Instead, he's, what? Respectful? Days pass. Kai stops coming to the bedroom they share. He stops trying to touch her. He acts like she doesn't exist. It should feel like relief. Instead, it feels like rejection. One night, after a brutal shift translating documents, Ndidi wanders into his office. She's not supposed to. He said so explicitly. He's at his desk working, but he stops when he sees her. You're not supposed to be here, he says. No anger. Just fact. I know, she says. She closes the door behind her. Ndidi doesn't know what she's doing. She walks toward him like she's being pulled by strings she can't see. Kai watches. He doesn't move. Like he's afraid if he moves, the moment will break. She stops in front of his desk. Why did you stop? She asks. That night. In the car when you were about to, why did you stop? Because, Kai says quietly, I realized you're terrified of me. That doesn't matter, Nidi says. You said. I know what I said. He stands, and suddenly he's right there. So close she can feel his body heat. But I'm realizing something. I don't want you to give me your body because you're forced to. I want you to want me. I want you to choose me. Even knowing what I am. Ndidi's breath catches. That's worse than forcing me, she whispers. I know, he says. And she can hear in his voice that he does. That he understands the cruelty of what he's asking. He leans in slowly, giving her time to pull away. She doesn't. His lips touch hers and it's like electricity. Her entire body responds before her mind can catch up. His hand slides to the back of her neck, holding her there, and she realizes this is how he controls people. Not with force. With desire. When they pull apart, Ndidi is shaking. I can't, she whispers. I can't do this to myself. You already are, he says softly. And I can't stop it. I don't want to stop it. She runs. Back to her room. Back to safety. But it's too late. Something has been awakened. Ndidi lies in bed unable to sleep. She keeps replaying the kiss. The way he held her. The way his voice dropped when he said he wanted her to choose him. Around 2 a.m., she hears sounds from his room again. This time, she goes to him. Kai is thrashing in bed, caught in another nightmare. Sweat covering his body. His voice raw. Without thinking, Ndidi climbs into bed next to him. She doesn't touch him. She just lies there. After a few minutes, his thrashing slows. His breathing steadies. Like her presence alone is enough to calm the storm inside him. She realizes in that moment that maybe he's not the one with power here. Maybe she is. When morning comes, Kai wakes to find her sleeping next to him. Her head on his chest. Her hand on his heart. For the first time in his life, he doesn't run. He doesn't push her away. He just holds her, breathing her in, terrified that if he moves, she'll leave. He whispers something in Korean that she doesn't understand. But she feels it. The next few days, everything changes between them. Not all at once. Slowly. Touches that last longer than they should. Conversations that go deeper than they should. A connection that shouldn't exist building like a house of cards about to collapse. Ndidi starts to think maybe she's been wrong about him. That's when she overhears her answer. Subscribe now because the next revelation is about to ruin everything. You think you understand Kai by now? Wrong. There's a reason his 3 ex-wives left him. And when you find out, you're going to understand why Ndidi is about to make a choice that will either save them both or destroy them completely. Ndidi comes home from university to find a woman sitting in their living room. She's stunning. The kind of beautiful that makes you hate yourself a little bit. Silky hair. Red lips. A body that looks like it was carved by God specifically to break hearts. Kai is standing across from her, expression unreadable. The woman turns and smiles at Ndidi. Oh, hello. You must be the new wife. I'm Sharon. The old one. Ndidi's stomach drops. One of his ex-wives, Sharon says, standing up gracefully. I came back. I couldn't stay away. I wanted to see if maybe, things could be different this time. She's looking at Kai like he's the only man in the world. Kai's expression doesn't change, but Ndidi sees something in his eyes. Hunger. Recognition. The kind of look a man gives to someone he's already loved and lost. Ndidi excuses herself, moving toward the kitchen, but her hands are shaking. Ndidi pretends to make tea, but she's listening to every word. Sharon's voice is soft. Vulnerable. You wanted too much, Sharon is saying. You needed total surrender. You needed me to be someone I'm not. So I left before I could break. There's a pause. But I came back because being without you is worse than being with you. Ndidi's heart splinters. Ndidi doesn't sleep. She lies in bed staring at the ceiling, imagining all the ways this ends. Kai goes back to Sharon. Ndidi is sent back to her parents. The marriage ends and she's left with nothing but a broken heart she shouldn't even have. Around 2 a.m., she can't take it anymore. She gets dressed and goes out. She doesn't think. She just drives to the first club she sees and walks in. The music is loud. The lights are blinding. The alcohol is cold. She orders shot after shot, trying to numb the feeling that she's losing him to a woman who already knows how to break him. A man approaches her. Handsome. Charming. He asks her to dance. She says yes because anything is better than thinking about Kai with Sharon. They dance. He pulls her close. She lets him. Then a shadow falls across the dance floor. Kai. His presence is like ice water. The music seems to stop. People move away instinctively. He grabs the man's shoulder without saying a word. The man runs. Kai looks at Ndidi. His expression is controlled. Dangerous. That's my wife, he says quietly. But it carries the weight of a threat. Ndidi has had 3 drinks. She's brave when she's drunk. Am I? She asks. Because it seems like Sharon is your wife. Sharon who you actually loved. Sharon who you want back. Kai's jaw clenches. I'm tired of being second best, Ndidi says, voice breaking slightly. I'm tired of knowing you're thinking about her. I'm tired of pretending this means something when we both know it's just a contract you used to trap me into. She doesn't finish because Kai has picked her up and carried her out of the club. He books a room. Carries her inside. Doesn't speak. Ndidi is trembling. Angry. Hurt. Confused. Tell me the truth, she demands. Do you still love her? Kai walks to the window. When he turns back, his expression is shattered. I've never loved anyone, he says. Not the way I love you. Ndidi stops breathing. Sharon came back because she heard about you. She heard that I was obsessed. She heard that I was different. And she wanted to see if she could get me back. But I realized something when I saw her again. He steps toward Ndidi. I didn't want her. I wanted to know why I didn't want her. And the answer is you. It's always been you. From the second you walked into that office looking at me like I was the most dangerous thing in the world. Ndidi's eyes fill with tears. That night I pretended to be close to Sharon. I was testing myself. Testing if I still felt anything for her. I felt nothing. But I felt everything watching you see me with her. I'm sorry, Kai says. I'm sorry I hurt you. I'm sorry I made you doubt what we're building. He reaches for her face. Slowly. Giving her time to pull away. She doesn't. I don't deserve you, he whispers. You don't, Ndidi agrees. But maybe that's the point. Maybe people like us, broken, damaged, terrified. Maybe we're exactly what each other deserves. They kiss. And this time it's different. It's not hungry. It's not claiming. It's surrender. It's real. Subscribe because the next chapter is going to destroy your heart. What Ndidi says next is going to change Kai Kwan from a man into a believer. And what happens after that? Besties, you're not ready. But you need to see it. Hit that subscribe button. Morning sunlight through windows. Ndidi wakes in Kai's arms. His chest rising and falling beneath her cheek. His arm around her waist, possessive even in sleep. It's perfect. For about 5 minutes. Kai's phone buzzes. Then it doesn't stop buzzing. He checks it once. Twice. His entire body goes rigid. What? Nidi asks sleepily. He doesn't answer. He just hands her the phone. The video is everywhere. Her. In the club. Drunk. Shouting. I'm just a contract wife. I was married to pay my father's debt. I didn't even know what I was signing. He tricked me. The comments are already in the thousands. CEO Kai Kwan's fake marriage exposed ***. Mafia heir's marriage is a lie ***. Who is the African girl in his mansion? Scandal. Kwan's empire shaken by wife's confession ***. Ndidi's stomach drops. I was drunk, she whispers. I didn't mean. It doesn't matter what you meant, Kai says quietly. This is everywhere. In 2 hours, my investors are going to start pulling out. In 4 hours, the stock market will react. In 8 hours, I could lose billions. Ndidi has lived in a bubble. Safe. Insulated. She's forgotten that Kai doesn't just run a crime family. He runs legitimate businesses worth hundreds of billions. Real estate. Tech finance. A scandal like this could destroy everything. What happens now? She asks. Kai is already on the phone. Making calls. Ordering people around. Putting out fires. He doesn't come to bed that night. Or the next. The scandal has metastasized. Media camping outside their mansion. Twitter wars about her legitimacy. Her parents getting death threats. Her university launching an investigation into her scholarship. Ndidi reads comments from strangers about her body. Her accent. Her right to be married to a Korean man. Some support her. Most don't. She's becoming a symbol of something. A cautionary tale. A gold digger. A liar. A girl who trapped a rich man. The worst part? Some of it's true. She did trap him. Not intentionally, but the contract was real. The manipulation was real. Even if she didn't know what she was signing, she still signed it. Ndidi stands in their bedroom 2 weeks after the video goes viral. She's been crying so much her eyes are swollen. She hasn't been to university in days. Her job fired her because of the scandal. Kai comes home exhausted. He hasn't slept in 48 hours. I'm ruining you, Ndidi says. No, Kai says. I'm destroying everything you built. Your reputation. Your deals. Your peace. I need to leave. I need to. You're not leaving, Kai says, voice hard. Kai, I'm toxic right now. Every second I'm with you, I'm a liability. Let me go and fix my father's debt myself. I'll work for the next 10 years if I have to. Just let me go. Kai sits down on the bed. He looks defeated in a way she's never seen. Do you want to know what actually happened this week? He asks. Ndidi doesn't respond. My investors pulled $2 billion in deals. My stock dropped 8%. 3 contracts were voided. Do you know what else happened? He looks at her. A $50 billion deal went through. The biggest partnership Korea's private sector has ever seen. A deal that was impossible before the scandal. Ndidi's confused. Because, Kai explains, the world suddenly knew your name. The world suddenly knew my marriage was real. Not some political arrangement. Not some business merger. A real marriage born out of desperation and love. He stands and walks toward her. The scandal humanized me. For the first time, people didn't see a mafia boss. They saw a man willing to marry a girl he didn't even know to help her family. They saw a marriage that wasn't about money. It was about survival. He's right. The news cycle has shifted. Instead of condemning him, they're rooting for him. For them. So you're not angry? Nidi asks. I was, Kai says. For about 5 minutes. But then I realized something. I would lose every deal, every business, every billion I have if it meant keeping you. Kai takes her face in his hands. The scandal was the best thing that could have happened to us. It proved to the world that this is real. That you're worth more to me than my empire. They hold each other. But Nidi can feel something shifting beneath the surface. She's safe. Her family is safe. But the world is watching now. And the world never stops watching. Subscribe because comes next is going to flip the everything entirely. You think the scandal is the climax? Wrong. There's something Kai has been hiding. Something about why he really married her. Something that will make you question everything you believe about their relationship. And when Nidi finds out, besties, she's going to make a choice that changes both their lives forever. 1 month after the scandal. Life has stabilized into something almost normal. Kai's business has recovered. Stronger, actually. Ndidi's family is thriving. Her father is finally getting proper medical care. Her mother is smiling again. But Nidi still feels like something is missing. She decides to do something she's been avoiding. She goes to Kai's office and demands answers. Why me? She asks. Of all the women you could have married, why did you choose me? Kai is at his desk. He doesn't look up. You know why, he says. I want to hear you say it. Kai finally looks at her. His expression is guarded. When I was 20, I was different, he says quietly. I wasn't the man you know. I was still learning the family business. I wasn't cruel yet. He stands and walks to the window. I fell in love with a girl. Her name was Eunji. She was kind. Pure. Everything I wasn't. She wanted to change me. She thought love could save me from myself. Nidi listens, holding her breath. For a year, I let her try. I was gentle with her. I put her before my business. I made myself small so she wouldn't be afraid. And for a year, it worked. We were happy. His voice drops. Then my father found out. He said I was weak. That a woman like that would destroy me. That to be a leader, I had to be ruthless. So he gave me an order. Marry someone else. Publicly. In front of the entire syndicate. Ndidi's stomach tightens. I did it. I married a woman my father chose. I let Eunji watch. I broke her in front of everyone. And when she tried to take her own life 3 months later, my father said it was a lesson. That this is what happens when you let love make you weak. After that, Kai continues, I made myself a rule. Never again. No more softness. No more love. Just physical satisfaction. Just control. Just power. He turns to face Nidi. I went through 3 ex-wives. Each one I tried to mold into what I thought I needed. Each one I pushed away because they reminded me of Eunji. Each one I broke before they could break me. Nidi is crying now, understanding dawning. But then, Kai says, I saw you on that camera. A girl signing a contract she didn't understand. A girl doing it for her family. A girl so terrified but so brave. And I realized something. He walks toward her. I realized that I'd been running from love my entire life because I was afraid of being weak. But meeting you made me understand that the opposite is true. Love isn't weak. Vulnerability isn't weak. The courage it takes to choose someone when you know it could destroy you, that's the strongest thing a human being can do. Kai gets down on one knee. Ndidi's eyes widen. I don't deserve your forgiveness, he says. I trapped you. I manipulated you. I told you I would take your body anytime I wanted. I was cruel because I didn't know how to be anything else. He reaches into his pocket and pulls out a small box. Inside is a ring. Not a wedding ring. Something different. Something real. But if you'll let me, I want to spend the rest of my life learning how to be the man you deserve. Not the man who controls you. Not the man who breaks you. But the man who loves you so completely that he'd burn his entire empire down to keep you safe. Nidi looks at the ring. She thinks about Eunji. She thinks about the ex-wives who ran. She thinks about Kai broken in the dark, whispering for someone not to leave him. And she says yes. But as he slides the ring on her finger, Nidi sees something flash across his face. A shadow. A fear. Like he's terrified that her yes isn't real. That she's only saying it because she's grateful. That one day she'll wake up and realize he's still the monster she first thought he was. That's when Nidi understands the real tragedy. Kai Kwan doesn't doubt her love. He doubts his own worth. And that's a fear no ring can heal. Subscribe now because what happens next is going to break both of them before it saves them. Nidi is about to discover that loving Kai means loving all his darkness. And loving him means she has to become dark too. This is where the real story begins, besties. This is where they have to decide if love is enough to survive their world. 3 months into their new marriage. Everything feels different now. Lighter. Kai is softer around the edges. He laughs more. He touches her gently instead of possessively. But Nidi has learned to recognize when something is wrong. And something is very wrong. Kai's been getting calls at 3 a.m. Calls he takes in his office with the door locked. When he comes back to bed, he smells like blood and smoke and fear. She doesn't ask. She learned long ago that some things are better left unknown. Nidi is getting ready for bed when Kai comes in. He's dressed. Like he's about to go somewhere. Where are you going? She asks. Out, he says. No further explanation. Kai, where are you actually going? He looks at her. And the expression in his eyes is something she's only seen once before. The night he saw the video of Sharon. Betrayal. My father found out about us, Kai says quietly. About how soft I've become. About how much I love you. He sees you as a liability. A weakness. Something to be removed. Ndidi's blood goes cold. He gave me an order tonight. The same order he gave me with Eunji. Marry a new woman. Publicly. Break you in front of everyone. Show the world that I'm not weak. Ndidi's legs go weak. Are you going to do it? She whispers. Kai's silence is louder than any word. Yes, he finally says. Because if I don't, he'll have you killed. And I can't. I can't lose you like I lost Eunji. I won't let you die because I loved you. Nidi understands. She understands perfectly. Kai is choosing to break her to save her. There's another way, Nidi says. Kai looks at her. We run, she says. We take the money you've hidden. Your emergency accounts. We disappear. Tonight. My father will find us, Kai says. Maybe, Nidi says. But at least we'll be together. At least we'll be free. Kai walks to her and pulls her close. I don't deserve this. Stop saying that, Nidi whispers into his chest. Start believing you're worth saving. Because you are. You've always been. Within 2 hours, they're gone. No goodbyes. No explanations. Just Kai, Nidi, and the open road. They drive through the night. Neither of them speak. There's nothing to say. They both know this is the moment. The make or break moment. This is when they choose each other over everything. By morning, they're in a small coastal town 3 hours from the city. Kai books a motel room under a fake name. They collapse on the bed, exhausted. But they don't sleep. They just hold each other, knowing that tomorrow everything changes. The next morning, Nidi wakes to find Kai staring at her like she's a ghost. "What?" she asks, running her fingers across his face. "I think I finally understand what love is," he says. "It's not what I was taught. It's not control or possession or breaking someone before they can break you. It's this. It's choosing someone even when it costs you everything. It's running into the darkness because the alternative is losing them." He kisses her forehead. "Thank you for not letting me break you," he whispers. "Thank you for saving me instead." But Nidi doesn't respond because she's looking past him at the TV in the corner of the motel room. The news is on. And Kai's face is plastered across it. Mafia heir Kai Kwan missing. Korean crime family in chaos. Billions at stake, ***. There's a bounty on his head. His father has declared him a traitor. Every criminal organization in Asia is looking for him. And they're looking for her too. They're not safe. They're not hidden. They're hunted. Subscribe and hit that notification bell because what comes next are going to be the most intense, emotional, heartbreaking conclusion to this story. Kai and Nidi are about to learn what it means to choose love when the entire world is trying to tear them apart. And the ending? Besties, I promise you it's going to destroy you in the best way possible. Don't miss what happens next. They watch the news in silence. The reports get worse with each update. Kai's father has frozen all his assets. Every account is blocked. Every property is seized. Every contact is now an enemy. They have maybe $50,000 in cash. Enough for a few months if they're careful. "This is my fault," Kai says, pacing the small room. "I should have been smarter. I should have planned better." "This is our fault," Nidi corrects. "We made this choice together. So we survive together." But surviving isn't going to be easy. Over the next week, they live off the grid. No phones. No credit cards. No digital footprint. They take jobs under fake names. Kai works construction. Nidi works as a translator. It's hard. It's desperate. It's terrifying. But it's real. One morning, Nidi wakes to find Kai on the small motel balcony, staring at his hands. His hands that used to command empires now have calluses from physical labor. "I miss it sometimes," he admits. The power. The respect. The fear in people's eyes. Nidi joins him on the balcony. "Do you want to go back?" she asks. "No," Kai says immediately. "Because none of that meant anything compared to what I have with you. But running is a finite solution. Money runs out. People recognize them. Bounties don't disappear." After 3 months, they're living in a small apartment in a fishing village with barely enough money for rent. That's when Didi's phone rings. It's her mother. She's crying. "Baby, they came to the house. They said if you and your husband don't come back, they'll take everything. They'll put your father in jail. They're threatening to." The call cuts out. Ndidi's entire body goes cold. Kai pulls her close. "We're not going back. They have my family," Nidi whispers. "Your family is safe as long as you're alive," Kai says. "If we go back, we both die. And your family dies anyway." He's right. But knowing he's right doesn't make it hurt less. That night, Nidi makes a decision without telling Kai. She writes him a letter. Kai, I love you. I need you to know that. Whatever happens next, that never changes, But I can't let my family suffer because of us. I can't live free knowing they're imprisoned, I'm going back. I'm going to negotiate. I'm going to tell your father that I left you. That I was using you. That I'm willing to testify against you in exchange for my family's safety, asterisk. It won't be true, but he'll believe it because he wants to believe it. Because it fits his narrative of me being a gold digger who trapped his son, asterisk. I'm doing this because I love you. Because the only way I can save you is to destroy myself first, asterisk. Don't come after me. Promise me you'll stay safe. Promise me that if I don't make it back, you'll remember that loving you was worth it, asterisk. Always, asterisk. Nidi, asterisk. She leaves the letter on the pillow next to him. She walks out of their small apartment at dawn and calls a taxi back to the city. When Kai wakes up, he reads the letter and his entire world shatters. He sits on the edge of the bed, holding her words, understanding finally that love isn't about possession. It's about letting someone you love sacrifice themselves to save you. And he realizes he can't let her do it alone. He's coming for her. No matter what it costs. Subscribe right now because the finale is going to change everything. Kai is about to make a choice that will either save them both or destroy him completely. And Nidi? She's walking into a trap. She doesn't know that Kai's father has been 3 steps ahead the entire time. The final chapter is going to hit you so hard you won't be able to look away. I'm warning you now, besties, have tissues ready. Nidi returns to the city and turns herself in to Kai's father. The chairman listens to her confession with cold amusement. She plays her role perfectly. The gold digger. The girl who used him. The woman who got bored and ran. The chairman doesn't believe her. But he doesn't care about truth. He cares about power. He puts her under house arrest in a penthouse across the city. Separated from Kai. Isolated. Waiting. She doesn't know he's contacted Kai. Doesn't know he's used her as bait. Kai's gambit asterisk asterisk. Kai gets the message. His father's ultimatum. Come home. Renounce Nidi. Divorce her publicly. Take a new wife of his choosing. Or watch Nidi die. For exactly 3 days, Kai is silent. Then he makes a move that shocks the entire syndicate. He contacts every competing organization. Every crime family. Every group his father has wronged over the decades. He offers them information. Access. A chance to take down the chairman. He's betraying his own family. On the 4th night, the city erupts. Rival organizations attack Kai's father's properties. Bombs. Shootouts. War in the streets. In the chaos, Kai's men move through the city. Their target is the penthouse where Nidi is being held. Kai arrives with an army of men who are loyal to him, not his father. The chairman's guards don't stand a chance. He finds Nidi in a locked room on the top floor. She's been crying but she stands when she sees him. You came, she whispers. Always, Kai says, pulling her into his arms. I will always come for you. The penthouse is burning around them. The war is consuming the city below. But Kai's father is still alive. Still in the building. We have to go, Nidi says, pulling him toward the exit. Kai stops. There's something I have to do, he says. No, Nidi says, understanding what he's about to say. No, Kai, don't do this. It's the only way to end this, Kai says. The only way we can be free. The only way to destroy the cycle. He goes to find his father. The chairman is waiting in his office. Alone. Like he knew Kai would come. You betrayed your blood, the chairman says coldly. No, Kai says. I saved my blood. My real blood. Not the syndicate. Not you. Her. They fight. It's brutal and quick. Kai is faster. Stronger. He's had nothing but rage driving him his entire life. And now he has love driving him too. When it's over, he doesn't kill his father. He leaves him alive, broken, understanding finally that his son chose love over power. That his son chose to be better. Nidi and Kai escape the burning penthouse together. The syndicates tear each other apart in the chaos. The chairman's empire crumbles. Kai chooses to dissolve his holdings and disappear. Within a week, Kai Kwan ceases to exist as a public figure. He and Nidi start a new life in a small town. He works as a translator. She finishes her engineering degree. It's quiet. It's simple. It's everything they dreamed about. 1 year later. They sit on their porch in their small house. Nidi is 7 months pregnant. Do you regret it? She asks. Giving up your empire? Kai takes her hand and places it over his heart. I regret every moment I was that man, he says. The man who thought power was everything. The man who was willing to break you. The man who didn't know that this, he gestures to their small house, their simple life, is the only real power that exists. He kisses her forehead. I love you, he whispers. I love you for saving me. For choosing me even when it would have been easier to let me go. Nidi leans her head on his shoulder. Outside, the sun is setting. The world is quiet. The danger has passed. They're safe. They're free. They're home. But as the sun dips below the horizon, Ndidi's phone buzzes. A message from an unknown number. Congratulations on your new life. But the past never truly dies. Your daughter is going to inherit your power whether you want her to or not. The chairman asterisk. Kai reads the message and his expression darkens. The war isn't over. It's just beginning a new chapter. And their daughter will be born into a world that wants to destroy her. If you made it this far, you understand that this isn't just a love story. This is a story about choosing love when everything else in the world is trying to tear you apart. This is a story about redemption and sacrifice and learning that power isn't about controlling others, it's about choosing vulnerability with someone you trust completely. Kai Kwan went from a pleasure addict destroying women to a man willing to lose everything for love. Nidi went from a terrified scholarship student to a woman strong enough to walk into hell and come out alive. Their story doesn't end here. Their daughter's story is about to begin. Subscribe now and hit that notification bell because I'm making part 2. I'm going to tell the story of their daughter. I'm going to show you what happens when a child born from a monster and a saint has to choose which bloodline to honor. This is your creator speaking now. If you watched this entire story and didn't cry at least twice, you're not human. Share this with someone you love. Because that's what Kai and Ndidi's story is really about. Love. Real love. The kind that saves you. The kind that's worth burning your entire world down for. Comment below, did Kai deserve redemption? Do you think Nidi made the right choice? And most importantly, subscribe. Because the sequel is going to break everything you thought you understood about this world. With love and gratitude.